So, what I was talking to you, that today we are going to discuss about that aspect of your ATP, which is most horrible for the students, and that is that if the students consider okay, they have to design an experiment. To design an experiment, we must have some timelines. We must have some, the boundaries. We have some guidelines, and this is what I want to explain to you and how to score the marks. Right afterwards, I will give you some sort of the reference of the marking scheme as well, from where we have to go through the points. But before that, I would like to share this experiment with you. Just consider this experiment. It's a simple experiment. A student wants to investigate the effect of resistance on swinging of a pendulum. How is it easy? I mean, it's easy in the sense that we can we can observe this in our daily life frequently, that if there will be more resistance, then there will be the oscillation would be reduced, or the swing would be reduced, or it would be stopped quickly, etc., etc. Right? Isn't it? Is it the daily life observation of yours? So to manage that, or to prove that observation, or to identify the outcomes, what to do, this is your instruction. Plan an experiment which enables him to investigate how air resistance changes the way in which the pendulum swings. Yani, you people are not tested by analysis that okay, check the time change on the time period of the resistance, yeah, due to resistance, etc., etc. It is simple way that check that how it is affecting the how the air resistance is affecting the way of the time period, way of the swing. So way of the swing means definitely we will either write it would reduce, sorry, the swing time period would be reduced, it will stop earlier, etc., etc. Now the guidelines. The operators available with you is a light wooden rod approximately 80 centimeter long, with a hole at one end through which the nail will fit. This is availability of operators, piece of operators one. A piece of modeling clay to act as a pendulum bob, as shown in figure 4.1. This is also given. A thick sheet a sheet of thick card, which will provide the air resistance when the pendulum swings. That's it. Now this is the operators available. You are to plan. Yani, this is what you have now, the instructions again. In your plan, you should, these are the mandatory conditions. List any additional operators you need. Explain briefly how you would carry on the experiment, including the exactly which measurement should be taken. Right, this is basically the same points explained and elaborated into two further points. State the key variables that you would control. Again, important thing, I will explain each and everything for you. Draw a table, R tables with column headings to show how you would display your readings, This is important. You are not required to enter any reading in the table. Yani it is not obligatory कि okay, अगर तुम लोगों ने कर दिया तब भी कोई मसला नहीं है, ना किया तब भी कोई मसला नहीं है. You are not required to do that, right? So don't provide any reading in that one. Right, is this all clear? The last instruction, explain how you would use your reading to reach the conclusion. This is actually the most important area where your experiment would conclude you. Okay, now this is all. Is this all clear? That what is the what do we do, or what is required from us, and how we will plan that. Now this is a diagram, and diagram helps us out a lot, that how we will manage this experiment. You may add to figure 4.1 or draw an additional diagram if it helps the explain your plan. So what would be your plan? This is a meter rod, sorry, wooden rod, 80 centimeter long, and it is fixed with a nail, and definitely it would be hanging on a table over a stand. And then is a modeling clay which acts just like a pendulum bob. So what will you do? What to actually, what is the main area of investigation here? The main area of investigation is that we are to uh, draw some, yani we are to attach some thick sheet of card, either here, sorry, it is a bit above. With the help of modeling clay we can do that. Either we can attach it in the modeling clay, or we can attach it over here, we can fix it with modeling clay on either both sides or one side. So by attaching that one, your resistance would be affected, right? This is basically that information. Now this question consists of 7 marks. Do you see how many marks do you have? There are 7 marks. Is this all clear? Now move on. What examiner wants from you, and what is the distribution of these 7 marks? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 mark. Where is the 7? Yes, and the 6 marks are there, 7 marks should be there. Maybe it is in the on the top page. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe let me check it back. 7 marks paper is there. 1 mark I have maybe missed in the upper page. Yes, 7 marks paper is there. Or maybe this is not that you know the diagram. It is the same one, na? February March 2019, paper 62, and this is the same one. February March 19, paper says, yeah. So some 1 mark is actually, maybe I could not copy that mark over here. Now the main area, just check it out. You are to advise to follow all these points in your consideration, all these areas what you have to plan. Basically देखो marks की distribution इस तरह है कि you have to name the operators, what is required, how to use that, and what quantities will you use. So I will actually distribute this, further explain this. This is MP1 mark. MP1 mark basically that is your mark number 1, that is related to your problem handling, and it is that operators is which operators, what to measure, and how to measure. If you have added all these W's, W, H, and W, you will score 1 mark. That what operators is required, what is the what to be measured with that operators, and how to measure. So if all this information is available, then it's fine. Then this question is a little bit related with how. Are you getting my point? Yani this how is then related to next point, that if you know how to use the operators, it means you are going to uh, describe the method of using of operators, right? So it is basically the method of workable or um, means of providing whatever the actually this experiment is related to air resistance. That's why I'm not going to get into all the specifications in the first stage level, stage 1. I will just tell you that you have to describe the method mark is also there. Yani this is basically, we simply call it procedure. You have to write the complete procedure, that what to do, how to do. Third, this is again very important. Repeat for different values of independent variables. For example, if you have different variables, you can find them out, that which one is independent and which one is dependent variable. Okay, This would give you 1 mark. And second thing, control variables means entirely these 2 marks are actually awarded to you for the variables handling, right? These 2 marks are to handle the variables. That how to handle the variables, what are the dependent variables, what are the independent variables, and how to handle them out. So 1 mark will be given to you. Then this is very important. Usually we have 1 or 2 marks here. A complete table with clear column headings. A complete table of clear column headings. Here column headings mean the quantities, what I told you, what to measure. You will write the quantity name and you will write its unit. Okay, it is not mandatory that you are going to use the SI unit. For example, if length can be made into centimeter, so it is basically used by real time. So if you are going to use the quantity and unit, you will make it. I will tell you that how to take the graph. Then those, at least the variables should be mentioned over there. The variables, I mean independent and dependent variables should be mentioned there. Then the last 2 marks, probably they are additional details and safety precautions. Additional details and safeties, right? The additional details and safeties means that what else we have to do, what else we have to find out. uh, so what else means, very simple to understand, that if you have a sort of uh, additional work to do, you can manage that accordingly. Simple, right? Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I will write each and everything for you. Don't worry. Just a second. Okay. Ah, yes. So according to these all, so what is important? What did you learn from here? From all of the Yani? I told you one page is missing from there. So that one page is probably missed out anywhere. It was your this paper, and it was its marking scheme. So yes, yeah, two more points I want to add there. Just give me a second. Yes, it is copied. Okay, Ji, these are 2 points, two more points which are added on this page, right? And those 2 points are actually that the safety precautions and all that stuff. So that will be basically provided to you. Now, moving back to the writing of answer, for example, yes, this was the entire question. So first of all, I will advise you that what to write. You have to write the independent variable. So you have to start from independent variables, right? In some of the papers, we can also write that problem finding. Yeah, problem identification. What is the problem actually? Problem finding consists of two main areas. One is independent variable and the second one is dependent variable. Just simply write in this way. Dependent variable. So what is the independent variable? Independent variable is size of area of what? Sheet attached. Am I right? Or card. So isn't it the independent variable what you will change? And dependent variable is that the time period or number of oscillations. This is very simple. Yani it can be on your choice. Number of oscillations. Are you getting my point? They can be your independent variables, dependent variables. One more thing, amplitude of swing. Are you getting my point? I'm just writing from your, from the student's perspective, that if I would be a student, then what I will think, okay, if I will change the size or the area of the sheet attached, then time will be changed, number of oscillation would be affected, amplitude of the oscillation would be affected, isn't it? Or is there anything more or other than that? Yes, hello, are you people there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so these are basically some sort of the variables which can be there for you. Now, the again very important area of the variables that I told you, that you will write controlled variables. What to do? Yeah, this is all the problem finding. So here I will talk about variables only. So controlled variables, yeah, control variable. So what I have to control in this all? Yes, any suggestion? Length, mass, angle, I mean amplitude. Are you getting my points? Yani length of the simple pendulum, because you are having no other choice, it is fixed. So you have to use that 80 centimeter wala length. Then you can use the fixed mass of the modeling clay. Then the angle from which you are leaving the oscillator for every, you know, for every reading, that should be same. Are you getting it?
Yes, sir.
One more variable, what I just that came into my mind. Instead of writing time period, just write time to stop. Time to stop. Is this all clear? So, being a student, you can think of in this way. So, these are 2 3 points. So, they would be very clear. You people will get 2 marks. Now, the operators. I told you that you have to mention the operators. So, what is the operators which can be used here? The operators is the given operators. When you are going to enlist the given operators, you will not score any mark. Remember this thing. Sometimes we are we consider that okay, sir मैंने तो ये operators लिखा था, मुझे इसके marks नहीं मिले, ठीक है? But it is not like that. Are you getting? The operators which he demands or the examiner demands, okay, you have to write the additional operators. So here I will write that what you have to do, you have to write about the additional operators plus, as I told you, which, what, and how. Right? Is it clear to all?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so in the same one, in the same setup, you will give some additional details. For example, in the operators given here, you can have a meter rod for what? To ensure the length of, it was given approximately 80 centimeter, right? So ensure the length of wooden rod. Okay. Electronic balance to measure the mass of bob. Meter rule has one more use, to measure the dimensions of sheets. Are you getting my point? So same is, I have followed all this, which, what, and how. I have used meter rod to measure what? Length or dimensions, yani length and width of the sheet. Of what? Sheet. And how? Without parallax error. You can use it, you can write it, use it without parallax error. So it would make very clear sense of using it, and without parallax error you have to use it. Now there is another set of operators. If you remember, if I'm taking, or if I'm considering the angle of measurement, then use a protractor to measure the angle between the equilibrium position of rod, to the leaving position of rod, yeah, releasing position of rod. Are you getting my point? Right. So this is what, that what you use protractor, what to measure angle and how to measure. Basically this is the distance or angle between two positions. Okay. Next, you can give a uh, idea of the time that stopwatch to measure the stopping time. How start the stopwatch when released, and stop it when it comes to rest or stops its motion. Got it? Any confusion in this all? Actually, why I'm occupying lot of space, because I have given you lot of options. You can write this all details is for operators, so you can write any of the operators depending upon the variables you have provided as independent, dependent, and controlled variables. So is this clear to all?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
now what to do? Now you will proceed to the table. Table means tabulation. That is, in table, what is important? The important thing is, here you can say the number of observations, Okay. Secondly, whatever the variables you have selected, yani whatever the variables, not all, but whatever the variables. For example, l- length of uh, rod, length of your card, you can mention that. Width, yeah, breadth of, sorry, breadth of card in centimeter. Or if you don't write that, because these are the measurements taken, so we usually take measurements over here, yani we mention measurements over here. Or you can say the area of card or sheet in centimeter square, then time to stop in seconds. That's it. So it means, what are the two main points what I have to focus? This one and this one. Are you getting my point? So in tabulation, these are the major two areas what I will address, because in resistance this matters a lot, and this is the time. So here now I will go towards procedure. The procedure is, take different dimensions of sheets or card, attach it with r- bob, and and s- uh, release it from a fixed position from equilibrium. Okay, and note down the time to stop it, and note down the time taken to stop the rod. Okay, repeat the procedure for several dimensions of sheet, and place in the table. Plot the graph which shows sorry, I have to add a page. Okay, so which shows the relationship between area and area of card and time to stop. Time to stop. Or in other words, आप ये भी लिख सकते हो कि as area increases, या area of card increases, it takes short time to stop or shorter time to stop. This is actually the conclusion. So you will get 1 mark for conclusion and rest for the procedure and so on. So overall, this is done. Now I will talk about the additional details and safety precautions. Additional details and safety precautions. Additional details and safety precautions means what additional detail we can provide. So additional details are that what control variables we have, that is also in the additional detail. How to take the readings more accurately. Method of accuracy improvement is very important. So method of accuracy improvement, generally you will write this for here. Where what is the method of accuracy improvement? Take several readings of time and then take average for same area. Take several readings of time for same area, yani same area of card, and take average. Take average. Are you getting it? So this is one of the additional feature you can do. Secondly, you can say that avoid parallax error while taking the measurements from ruler. Okay. Third, don't use the mass, yani this what was that, modeling clay. Don't use modeling clay as uh, a sphere, sorry, as a cube. So make or try to make a sphere of modeling clay. So these all are basically on your side, modeling clay. So you can write these all. Okay. Then one more thing you can add, that is an additional sorry, safety precaution. That is, this point can be added in the safety precaution, that use a tray, I mean just for the collecting, or sand tray to avoid the modeling clay falling on the ground. These type of small precautions can be there, safety precautions can be there. Okay ji? So let's see what is being told by the examiner. Again, now I'm going back to the, okay, just check this one out. If you have mentioned this thing, now I'm going to give you the marking scheme. Any means of measuring independent variable, stopwatch, ruler, protractor, I have mentioned, so it means you will score 1 mark. Then method, one from workable mean of providing the resistance, fixed card or the rod or the bob. Then allow the pendulum to swing, and suitable measurements, right, time period or amplitude you can take. Then repeat the different values of independent variable, right, for different areas. I have repeated time, so 1 mark would be provided to you. Then the control variables are either length of the simple pendulum, angle from which you are going to release, mass of the bob. Then what next? The suitable clear format with column heading and unit. So I have provided that, so it will be fine. Then your 6 and 7 marks will be analysis. Mean compare the readings to see if there is a change in air resistance produces any change in the independent variable. For example, the area of the card changes the period, or plot the graph, etc., etc. So you have provided that evidence. And the last evidence what you have provided, let me add on one more. Actually, that what I have added, it was not the mark for your values, it was something different. So here is that mark, the last mark. This is actually the last mark. Okay, just check this one out. In additional details, one from the additional about 10 oscillations are swing to calculate the time period. Okay, we did not write that one. Small angle of swing, we did not write one. At least 5 sets of data taken. Yes, we did that. Repeat each measurement and take average. We did that. Adjust the mass of the simple pendulum to compensate the changing in the mass of the card. No, that we did not, but we consider that we can measure the mass of the bob. Repeat with different lengths of the pendulum or mass of the bob. We did not consider that one. Okay, and length measurement from the center of the bob and center of the gravity of the pendulum, we did not consider that, and use the fluid fiducial aid, I mean just a marking वगैरह. So we will have considered 1, 2 out of these all. So additional points, 1 out of these all is enough. So you will get one more mark here. So all these questions in which you people are having these type of data, when you will be practicing the ATP, please ensure one thing, that once you will go through the questions, you have to take care of all the additional details. I will provide you a list of additional details in a specific type of you know experiments. For example, balancing experiments needs a fixed type of precautions and additional details, time involvement, etc., etc. So that was one most important area where I have to, you know uh, guide you people. So I hope that it will work and it helps you out.
Got it, sir.
Got it?